I've got one little issue going on. I don't know what the deal is with it, but my L bracket all of a sudden is like loose. And I have tried tightening the little... Oh my gosh, what in the world was that? Hi, so welcome to my messy office. So part of the problem that I'm running into is I haven't been out on a photo trip in a while, probably like a year and a half. But in the meantime, I've acquired a whole bunch of cameras, and I haven't been able to shoot almost any of them since getting them. So part of me just wants to bring all of them, but that's not really feasible. So I'm trying to just narrow it down. So I have the digital camera, the Canon R6 Mark II, and then I've got my little my other little B camera, my M6 Mark II. And then I'm trying to decide, I think I've narrowed it down. I want to do just one 35mm film camera, well, I only have one 120 camera, and then maybe the Polaroid. So, but as far as the 35 camera goes, I think I'm just going to do the Pentax MX, just a little old classic guy, just because I have a lot of different filters for it, like yellow filters and red filters, and I want to do some black and white stuff. And my other two, how many film cameras do I have? Three other film cameras, or 35mm cameras. I don't have filters that'll fit them, or they can't take filters. So I think that's why I want to bring that guy. Then I'm also bringing the Mamiya, the RB67. So this big tank, I want to go do some medium format work. Homie's got his own little bag here, which is cool for him. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to bring. So the two digitals, and then the Polaroid, the Pentax 35mm, and then the Mamiya. So, but now I got to figure out what film I want to bring. Because I've got, again, same problem. I've been stockpiling film for a little over a year now, and it's just been sitting in the fridge down there and waiting to be shot. So I have a lot that I kind of want to bring. So, got to figure that out. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who does this, but I definitely overpacked on film, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. I started off with grabbing some Polaroid 600, then made sure to grab some 35mm black and white before moving on to my 120 stash. I just grabbed some basic color stuff like gold and portrait. For 35mm color, I brought a whole bunch, but I only ended up shooting about 2 full rolls, as well as a small roll of re-spooled Vision 2 500T that a friend gave me. So I'm finally going on the freeway now. I was really hoping to leave a little bit earlier. It's about 2:45 right now, and I was hoping to be on the road by 12, but unfortunately I didn't sleep last night, so I opted to get a little bit more sleep before driving for 3.5 hours. So that was kind of a bummer, but that puts me at getting there around, I don't know, 5:30ish, which isn't bad. Sunset's at like 8:30 maybe at the latest, so we're not doing too bad. So we made it to town. Not quite to our shooting location yet, but made it to the nearby gas station, the local gas station. So I just got to top off on gas. I got to get like some water and a couple other random things.
I had a big jug of, like a big gallon and a half size jug of water that I was bringing, and then I filled it up and left it in my sink. So that's cool. Anyways, gonna fill up on gas and then we're gonna get to shooting. So probably gonna load some of the cameras right now too. Probably black and white for the 35, and then maybe gold for the 120. We'll see. I think that's what I'm feeling. So especially 35 for the, or excuse me, black and white for the 35, because then I'm gonna put a red filter on it, because that'll look really cool for this time of day. So get a lot of super cool contrasty looking tones and whatnot. So anyways, gonna get to it.
So I really love these black and white shots. I love how contrasty they are, and I love how dark the sky is. But I had two problems with my black and white film. First, I accidentally opened the back of the camera before spooling it up, and then I also had a problem with the development where it was really thin. It made it so I had to push it really far in Lightroom afterwards, which made it so everything came out really grainy. I also took some shots on 120 gold, which I really love.
Okay, so I filled up on gas. I took some photos, as you saw, around the gas station. All of those photos I took on film, so I don't know how they're gonna look at this moment, so hopefully they turned out pretty good. Anyways, but I'm headed over to a spot that I scouted out about 1.5 years ago, and then I tried to shoot about 7 months ago. I've got a couple compositions in mind. We'll see how it goes. Last time I was there, I had shot, oh, there's some really cool lenticular clouds on the distance. That's interesting. I might have to, maybe that changes things. We'll watch them. They might go away. We still got like 1.5 hours until sunset. But anyways, I've got a couple compositions in mind. I scattered them out before, but it was like the winter time, and so the sun was in a totally different spot in the sky, so it didn't quite give me what I was wanting. So we'll see what it looks like now with the a little bit more of a northern position on the sun. So I was wanting to wait until summer because I figured summertime would be a little bit of a better spot, or a better time to shoot these. So we'll see if that theory is true. So I'm also going to camp here tonight. It's a pretty cool spot. Nobody there. Completely like tucked back into these little canyons. Pretty cool little place. So yeah, we'll see how things turn out there. So I was driving down to this dirt road and noticed a giant houseboat just sitting out in the middle of a field. And the light looks really good on it, so I'm gonna walk over there and see if I can get any kind of photo out of that, because it looks super cool. It's such a I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna take pictures of it though. So apparently this whole field that I'm walking through is apparently private property. I did not know that. So some guy actually lives in that little house, the little houseboat, and he came out, super nice. He said hi, and was like, hey, just so you know, he's like, I don't care, you can hang out here as long as you want, but this is private property, and there are other people who might not take so kindly to it. So I was like, oh, all right. Apparently that's this entire
entire field. So, which I didn't know. So my thought was to shoot this for maybe sunset and then another spot over here to my right. But as you can see, there's no light on the cliff there anymore. So that's gonna be a Milky Way shot that I wanna do. The only problem is I'm not sure if the Milky Way is gonna line up with it exactly. So south is more like this way rather than that way. So I don't know, we'll see. In the meantime, I'm gonna actually drive over this hill again to the other side, because there's actually light on the mountain over there, and then we've got these nice clouds over here to my right, so it might actually make for some hopefully decent shots. And then I'm gonna head over to my campsite. So yeah, I wish there was a little bit more light here, because this is a cool little spot. There's just some cool like little trinkets and like old farm equipment and stuff, but I think this is more of maybe a sunrise spot. So I'm gonna head over to that other side of the hill and then come back around and go to my other spot for the night. So yeah, I did shoot a couple things with this guy. There's this like little mannequin thing over here, and I got a little shot of him, and I don't know, maybe that'll be cool, but we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna get a move on. Okay, I decided I didn't want to shoot that big rock for shiprock. Jeez, what the heck? So I decided that I did not want to shoot that for sunset. I want to go over to my original spot and get that. I just am not going to get anything good. I went to the other side of that cliff, and the clouds just don't line up. They don't really make anything that's interesting with the composition. The most interesting composition is from the east side. So I'll just have to scamper on over here in the morning and get it then. So, but now I'm just heading over back to my original spot. So it looks, from what I can see, the light looks like it's really good in that area. So I'm gonna head over there and see what happens. Okay, so I didn't make it all the way to my spot, but I saw something that I think is better. So I'm gonna put this down and start taking photos, because I'm losing light quick. Really quick. I don't really know that I got anything that was like super great. I should have just made the decision to come over here right away. So, because there's really cool light over here on the mountain, but I just missed my window. So I mean, it was so much better like 5 minutes ago, and I just missed it. So, and this is nice, but it's not as good as it was, which is a bummer. Well, maybe I'll shoot this again for sunset tomorrow. So I don't know. I don't think we'll have as good a condition, but I might come back and try to shoot this again tomorrow. So I'm gonna camp here anyways, so might as well. I think I have one last shot on this roll of gold, and I think I'm just gonna fire it off. There's a decent composition right here. It's nothing crazy, but Actually, I'm gonna walk over here. There's something over here that'll kind of help make a little bit of a better foreground element. Just some cool bushes, but I'm gonna hurry. I think I'm gonna actually pull out that 100-500 because some of these further away scenes are starting to kind of pull some pinks and stuff, and I don't have a long enough lens for some of the film gear. So I'm gonna pull out that 100-500 for the digital stuff and just see what kind of things we can get. Maybe nothing crazy, but I don't know, maybe something. We pretty much lost all of our light, but this is what I was going for. There were some cool pinks right up here in the clouds just a second ago. Oh, out of focus. And the soft light on the side of the mountain looked pretty cool. But we kind of missed it, just running a little too late. So, and that's my bad. So, but I mean, it's a super cool scene. Just these awesome cliff sides. These mountains over here were looking really nice earlier with those clouds above it. But honestly, I should have just come here first. I shouldn't have wasted my time over by the other stuff. There was literally nothing that came from that. So, and I knew the entire time I was over there, I was looking at these cliffs over here, and I was like, man, those are looking good. I better hurry. And I blew it. But anyways, I'm going to, so here's the problem. I'm going to be shooting Milky Way stuff. Hopefully these clouds behind me also don't move in, because that would really suck if they did. Block out my Milky Way, but I've got a few ideas for compositions. We'll kind of see how they play out. But I got a little bit before it's dark enough to even start shooting that, so I don't know if I want to go like set up camp or eat or what I'm going to do. Sure yet, so. But yeah, we're gonna figure it out. Okay, so I figured out, or I am working on a little composition here. I'm going around now just trying to find blue hour compositions for Milky Way photography, and I think I found a pretty cool one just right here. Let me spin this around and show you. So I'm still working out the composition. I'm going to move the tripod up a little bit closer and kind of get everything balanced and worked out. But this is my scene right here. It is actually the other side of that rock that I was at, or that cliff. Part of me's kind of wishing that maybe I stayed here for sunrise or sunset, but I don't know. There were no clouds in the sky, so it's not too big of a deal. But I've just got this log down here for my foreground element, and then using that as my main subject, and then, you know, hopefully we'll be able to get some Milky Way in the sky. So it should be good. Like I said, just working out the kind of the kinks in the composition right now. So it's going to be much closer. It's going to be a little bit different than this. So I'll show you once it's done. Okay, so I think this is what we're going with. So I've got that, I think I've got everything balanced pretty well. That little log is just slightly off center, just so that it can keep in balance with that, with the peak of that cliff. So I'm going to take some shots here. I'm going to have to do a focus stack. I don't know how many we'll kind of see, but yeah, I'm going to get working on that. All right, so I am at this other spot that I want to do for Milky Way. The problem is it's so freaking windy. So this might not work out like I'm hoping. I'm gonna hike out here a little bit, see if I can find a spot to hunker down. But I really want to shoot this for Milky Way. It's a great spot. I've had a friend do it before, and it looks awesome. And I'm kind of missing my my time here to do it. So I'm gonna get walking out there and just see what I can grab. All right, so I've been taking photos for a minute now, and these are just they're not turning out. I might throw one of them up on the screen just to show you what I'm looking at, but I missed the there's not enough ambient light on the butte to really make it worth looking at. It's really just like a dark silhouette, and it just doesn't look very good. And the Milky Way is not even in the sky yet, so it's not going to show up until a little bit later tonight, and I kind of forgot about that. So it is April
or at least the end of April. The Milky Way doesn't show up until a little bit later in the year, typically around like end of May, you know, June and stuff. So I think right now it'll end up, the Milky Way will rise about, I don't know, maybe 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. So yeah, we'll see. In the meantime though, I'm perched up on this little cliff, and it got me out of the wind a little bit, but then the wind picked right back up. So it helped for a bit, and then it didn't help. But yeah, I don't know, not that great. I'm gonna head back to the car, so I'll probably just end up trying to shoot Milky Way somewhere else. So to fill in a little bit of time while waiting for the Milky Way to show up, I went back to town to that little gas station that I was at the beginning of the video, and I took the RB67, took out the gold that I had shot, and I put some Cinestill 800T in there. I wanted to try getting some cool nighttime shots of that gas station, and I felt that the tungsten white balance of the film mixed with that halation that it has would suit that scene perfectly. Another one for safety. All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm going to bed. It's about 1:40 right now, and there's no Milky Way. So, a big sheet of clouds moved in and blocked everything about an hour ago. And I was kind of waiting around to see if maybe they cleared. It doesn't look like they're going to clear, and the forecast doesn't say they're going to clear. So, it wasn't supposed to be clouds in the forecast, so that kind of sucks. But, anyways, I'm just going to take this as an opportunity to go to bed, and I will be back at it in the morning. Good night. So here's the thing. I never went to bed, because to my surprise, the clouds cleared. All right, well, we're back here. So, as you saw, last night's Milky Way shoot was not a bust. The clouds ended up clearing, and I ended up getting some good stuff. At least I think it was some good stuff. So, you'll see. You will have already seen that. But from what I can tell already, it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about those images. I'm at this sucker here. I've got a few compositions I want to try out real quick. Mostly just like wide angle stuff. We'll try to hit it before too much of the sun gets on it. Looks like we still got a few minutes. I don't think the sun is supposed to rise until, I don't know. It technically should be up now, but it's what the forecast says. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna get over there and get shooting though. I'm not really sure how much of these shots are gonna turn out. I've got a couple issues with this spot. So one, the subject is really cool, don't get me wrong. But there are tire tracks everywhere. It is everywhere you look, there's footprints, tire tracks, everything. The ground's a mess. And then I'm trying to figure out how to make sense of all of this junk that's in front of me here. I'm not quite sure how to organize that into a shot, but I don't know. We'll kind of figure it out.
We're getting some good light though on the mountain, so that's good. So I really like this shot. Basically, we've just got this log that kind of V's out towards the camera here. But the only problem is I was a tad too late on shooting it by like, I don't know, a minute. And so now when I shoot it, I have to like run because my shadow is going to be in the frame, and we don't want that. So honestly, that might be all I get for this spot right here. So I'm probably going to pull out at least the RB67, just because I've got a roll of Cinestill 800T that I need to finish up. I've got like a couple shots left on it. There's a couple decent shots around here. Oh, I have an idea for a telephoto shot as well, so I might do that with the film stuff, and then we'll see what I can do about this telephoto shot I have in mind. Okay, I think I'm done at this location. I'm really hungry, and I want to go find a spot to sit down and eat. So, we put all the camera gear away and go do that.
So I'm heading back into town. My thoughts for today, I'm gonna head over here to the gas station, and I need to get like some garbage bag and then a couple random things like that. And then I'm gonna eat breakfast because I'm starving. And then I think I'm gonna go over to Capitol Reef National Park. It's only 30 minutes from here, so I mean it's pretty close, and I haven't really done much shooting there. So I think it could be beneficial to go do a whole day of shooting over there for once. Because, whoa, dark. Yeah, I think that's the plan. So gonna head to the gas station, eat some food, refuel on stuff, and I'm gonna go to Capitol Reef, and I'm gonna take a nap while I'm in Capitol Reef. I didn't sleep last night because one, I was waiting for Milky Way, and then I thought it was over, and then when I tried to actually go to sleep, I couldn't sleep, and then I noticed that we were actually cruising as far as Milky Way goes. So all the clouds disappeared, and we got some cool stuff. So I'm excited to see those when I get home, and actually do all the post-processing on them. Obviously, you will have already seen them in this video, and hopefully they actually turned out. So they look like they turned out in the back of the camera, but we'll see on, when I actually go through and process it. So, yeah, we're gonna go to that point. On my way over to the park, I actually stopped at a familiar location and snapped a couple pictures. One with the Polaroid and the other with the black and white film. Okay, so I ate lunch, and I'm gonna take a nap now because I am really tired. I don't know how long I'm gonna sleep. I'm just gonna let myself sleep. I'm not even gonna set an alarm. It's like 10 o'clock right now, so I'm not worried about missing any light. It's pretty much just clear blue skies, so nothing really to miss out on. And I haven't shot Capitol Reef very much, but I've seen it a lot, so yeah, I'm not too worried about missing out on stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna take a nap, and then we're gonna get back to shooting in a little bit.
Bye-bye. All right, so I've taken a nap, I've eaten some food, and I am geared up and ready to go. So took the afternoon to just kind of hang out, sit around and relax. I pushed myself pretty hard yesterday and was pretty dang tired today, so I felt like I deserved it. I am heading back into Capitol Reef National Park. I went out to Torrey, just the town outside of the park, and you know, got some snacks, did all that stuff, ate some food and stuff. So I'm headed back in now, and I'm just gonna kind of start hitting some of the viewpoints, and I've got a couple spots in mind for sunset, particularly two. There's a barn. It's pretty popular. I can't remember the name of the barn. It's like on the tip of my tongue, but it makes for a pretty cool composition. And then there's one other one. Again, I can't think of the name of the spot, but it's more of like a big viewpoint of the whole park. So hoping to try to hit both of those. So we'll see how we do though. Okay, so this is where I'm thinking shooting for sunset tonight. Just this whole, I don't even know what to call it, this cliff line right here, it's super cool. I want to get a good sunset shot of that. So I also like the other way, up to my left there. It's also a cool spot. Okay, so I did a little bit of test shooting on this spot here. I don't know if it's exactly the spot I'm looking for, but it's pretty close. So I'm gonna keep driving around and see if I can find exactly what I'm looking for. I did take a photo with the RB67, and then I took a couple with the Pentax as well, just with the black and white. I also took a Polaroid. I don't know, I think I mentioned that at the beginning, but I did bring the Polaroid. I got a couple photos from that. Not a ton, I'm not shooting like crazy, but I've got a few. Anyways, I'm gonna keep driving around and scouting a little bit. I got like 3 hours until sunset, or maybe 2.5. So I've got some time. I've got just this one little stretch of road that I'm working on, and so I got lots of time. There we go. Now we're talking. That might be what I'm looking for. usually a big fan of like, well, I can't say I'm not a big fan. I don't usually do like winding road shots, but this one's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen it done before. I mean, maybe, I'm sure it has, but I haven't seen it at least. So, not saying I'm the first, but this is new to me. So, but I shot it on 35 black and white, 120 Portrait 800. I'm shooting it on digital, and I'm also shooting a Polaroid of it. I'm just getting it on all formats, so because it's really cool. I like it. I like the black road going through the like the really deep red rock. I think it's really cool. Or like it's more orange, it's not really red, but yeah, it's awesome.
Remember how I opened the back of the camera? Yeah, I lost the black and white picture of this.
I gotta say, hauling all this camera gear up a little hill like that is not super fun. This RB67 weighs like, I don't know, easily like 6 pounds. Actually, no, I looked it up. I think it does weigh 6 pounds. Or like 5.9 or something like that. It's heavy. Also, I ended up having to shoot 2 of the medium format shots on this composition because I shot the first one and realized I never actually focused it. I just kind of got my exposure right and fired. So, it happens, I guess. I may take one more. I don't know. I'm torn because I only have 2 shots left on the Portrait 800 that I'm shooting. And I want to save them for later, but this is a really good shot. I kind of want to take it like in a different spot here. I don't know. I'm going to think about it. All right, so I shot that other exposure of Portrait 800. I think it was probably a good decision. I'm a little bummed that I have only 1 shot left, but I don't know. It is what it is. I only really have 1 more composition I want to hit tonight anyways. So, but the problem is I have several shots, or several compositions of the subject that I want to shoot. So, I don't know. We'll see. I do have other 120 film. I don't know. I'm going home tomorrow morning, so I don't really want to bust out a new one if I'm not going to go through all 10 shots. And then I finished up the black and white for the 35. I actually came up here with it already being empty. I didn't realize that it was already empty, so I didn't get a black and white shot of that. That's okay. So I've got a bunch of black and white shots already. Gonna go back down to the car and then head over to my last subject for the night. So, which I'm excited about. I've never actually shot it, but it's a cool composition. I think it's a cool composition. It's been done before, but things are classics for a reason. So, anyways, I'm heading down.
So I'm not sure what happened. First, I obviously double exposed, but I don't know how I got the light leaks. Since then, I diagnosed it to not being a camera issue, especially since no other roll had them. So that leads me to think it was instead maybe a mishandling of the roll after I took it out of the camera. The digital one came out nice though.
Okay, so I've been shooting for a minute now. I almost missed the light on that barn. It's just kind of the story of this whole trip. Just barely either missing it or barely making it in time. But I got some pretty cool stuff. I think we'll see once I get home and get it edited. But right now I'm just kind of waiting for blue hour to come in just a little bit more, just so I can go get some Milky Way compositions done. So this is a really good spot for astrophotography. And we've got totally clear skies again tonight. I'm not going to stay up like I did last night and do an entire night of astro and whatnot, but I'm going to at least get something tonight. At least 2 or 3 different compositions off of this barn here. So, but I'm just waiting. There's still a little bit of light left on the mountain behind me, and that'll be in the back of one of my compositions. So I need that to go away just a little bit more, and then I should be good. So hopefully here in the next like 5-10 minutes, in fact, I might even be good now. So, yeah, I'm gonna get out and go shoot. So there's no point in waiting. It looks fine. So, yep, going out. All right, so I don't have any filming equipment up here except for my phone. So bear with me, but this is my composition from up here on the hill. So see if we can do this without getting the light in there. But you can see we've got the house right there in the middle. And then, we don't want to do that. And then we've got this road winding through. And then I'm waiting for some stars to show up. They're already starting to come out. Hopefully we'll get more of them as we go along here. So, yeah, we're just hanging out up here on the hillside. Can't really see what's going on too much, but it's a good time. I've got one little issue going on. I don't know what the deal is with it, but my L bracket all of a sudden is like loose, and I have tried tightening the little, oh my gosh, what in the world was that? Anyways, before the big moth came, L bracket's loose. Don't know why. I've tried tightening it and it immediately comes untightened. So I also don't have like the right Allen wrench for it, so it's not like a great job. Anyways, I'm gonna keep shooting. Once I get some stars here, I'm gonna be done. So I've already got my blue hour compositions, and I'm just waiting for stars to be able to put into the compositions later. Okay, so I had something really cool happen that I didn't really expect. I should have. I don't know why. It's a public road that's being used, but I had a couple cars drive through. I don't know if this is going to come through on camera very well, but these turned out pretty cool. I just saw a car coming and I was like, oh, I should do a long exposure just to see what that looks like. And yeah, doesn't look too bad. So that's one that I just got, big giant truck with a bunch of lights. A little more subtle one. That one I don't think is great. That one I kind of like, actually, a little bit minimal. I'm not sure. And I think the light is like an appropriate amount. And then there's this one, which is a little messy. But I think my favorite is maybe that one. Or if I can get something usable out of this one, because this is like a good mix of all of them. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. But kind of cool. I didn't even think about that being a possibility. So we'll see what actually happens with those. So I'm going to wait here probably another 15-20 minutes. And then see what kind of shot I can get with the stars. So hopefully then it's dark enough. So, but we'll see. So I was sitting here taking these photos, and sorry, the light's really bright. I've been sitting here just watching the sky without any lights on it. So this is really intense. But I was taking these photos, and I realized that the northern arm of the Milky Way is in these photos. I didn't know. I've seen people get shots of this barn with the Milky Way pointing north, but I thought they were just compositing, and apparently that actually can happen. So I'm gonna stick around for a little bit longer, probably only an extra like 30 minutes, but because if there's a chance to catch that, then that's super cool, because I didn't know that was even a thing. Like, I mean, I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know that it was up at this time of the night. So I've been so focused on the southern half, the core of the Milky Way, that I didn't even think about, the potential of the northern band being up. So yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that's a wrap on tonight. I'm really excited about the photos that I got. Just from what I saw on the back of the screen, looked like they were pretty dang cool. So I'm gonna throw those on the screen now so you can see what those look like. Hoping they turn out. Obviously, I am not seeing the final edit, but I have high hopes that they're gonna be pretty cool, because they look pretty cool just in camera. So I'm gonna find a campground and go to sleep because I'm really tired. And then I will see you guys for one more morning tomorrow. And then I'm heading home because I'm exhausted. This has been a very non-stop go kind of trip. So, which is awesome. I love it. But anyways, I will see you guys in the morning. Well, good morning. I am well rested, we'll say. Had a really nice sunrise this morning. Wasn't really expecting that. I didn't really get a great look at the area before setting up camp last night, so I wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into, but it ended up being really nice. So yay for that. I had another spot in mind that I kind of wanted to go to, but it's on the opposite side of the park, and it's probably going to be like 40 minutes away, and I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to do that this morning, so I opted just to stay here and just work with what I was given. And I was given some nice things, we'll say that. I'm getting packed up here, getting ready to leave, and I'm going to start heading home, making my way back up to Salt Lake City. So I need to go, like, put water on my face or something. My eyes are so irritated. My glasses are fogging up. I don't even know what's going on. Everything's a mess. Anyways, I just shot a bunch of 35mm Kodak Gold 200. And I think, if they turn out good, then I'm sure they'll be nice photos. But we'll have to see. But I'm going to throw those up here on the screen in just 1 second. So hope you enjoy those. And hopefully they turn out.
The Mamiya RB67 is so heavy that it sets off the seat belt alarm on my passenger seat. Okay, so I am fueled up. I've got some snacks, some breakfast, and I'm about to hit a bird. Okay, good. I'm just driving through the quaint little town of Torrey, Utah, and I've got about 3 hours till I get home. But I'm gonna sign off here. If there's any photos that I take after this point, I will post them after this. So let me know what you think about them. They'll probably just be meh photos if we're being honest. But if I see anything cool along the way home, I'm gonna stop and take photos of it. I got some time. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't planning on being home until about noon or 1-ish. So I've got a little bit of time to just kind of meander my way home. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed following along. This was my first time out doing a little photo trip in a long time, and it was fun. I had a good time. Had a really, really good time. Really happy I was able to go do this. Looking forward to doing more. I've got hopefully a busy summer coming up. Me and my wife are going to Oregon next week, actually just in like 5 days, for a week. So that'll be fun, and a bunch of different camping trips and whatnot. So I'll make videos, and all that stuff will be on the channel. But anyways, really excited for summer. Really excited for all the things, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna get off of here and stop rambling because I just say stupid crap. But I hope you have a good one. Thanks so much for watching if you made it this far, and we'll see you next time. Bye.